Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week.
There are all kinds of food around the world. Some dishes created out of pure necessity, some conjured up as a delicacy. If you are not used to these foods, you'll see them as off-putting and even disgusting. But we can't forget that our tastes differ, and to not be disrespectful to the cultures these are eaten in. However, do beware that some of these might make your stomach turn, so don't eat during this video. Let's get into it. Number 20. Fugu. Starting off this list is something that is not quite as stomach-turning as the rest of this list. Fugu. Fugu is considered the meat of a pufferfish and is most commonly eaten in Japan. If prepared incorrectly, this delicacy can turn out to be deadly, since almost all pufferfish are poisonous. Only chefs that have been properly trained are allowed to handle the serving of this meat. But when correctly served, it is said it makes a good sashimi option. Number 19. Frog legs. Eaten in France, Southeast Asia, and some other regions, there isn't much to say about these, except that they are the back legs of frogs. Frog legs are prepared in a multitude of ways that can include steaming, baking, frying, and stewing them. It's said that frog legs have the texture of chicken and have a slightly fishy taste. They are best served with chili or garlic and cream sauce and considered a delicacy. Number 18. Shirako. Here is where it really starts to go downhill. This is your last chance to remain innocent and close the video. Still here? We admire your persistence. Shirako, eaten in Japan, is a fancy name for an animal's reproductive organs. Looking like a heap of mayonnaise, it is actually the sperm sac of a male cod including the sperm. People describe this dish as creamy and soft, and it is eaten steamed, deep fried, or even raw. Number 17. Bird's nest soup. This soup is made out of the nest of the swiftlet bird, who, instead of building its nest with small sticks, leaves, and the like, builds its home with its saliva, which goes hard when exposed to air. These birds usually nest on high cliff faces, and harvesting these nests is a dangerous business. Many people die each year trying to harvest this delicacy. We're not quite sure that a soup made out of a bird's rubbery saliva is worth dying for. Number 16. Escargot, aka snails. A more normal entry on our list are snails. As many people are aware, escargot are mainly eaten in France, though some cultures have also taken up eating these as a delicacy. Usually, snails are cooked in a sauce of white wine, garlic, butter, and parsley. After they're done, they're served in their own shell. It is said to have a consistency close to mussels or clams, though it's also claimed that they are more on the rubbery side. Number 15. Escamol. Back to the more unique dishes you came here for, we have escamol, coming to us from Mexico. Also known as insect caviar, escamol is made from the larvae of ants that lived on tequila and mezcal plants and are considered a delicacy. Its texture can be compared to the consistency of cottage cheese and has a buttery, nutty taste. We're sure it would be delicious if you don't think about the fact that these are larvae from ants. We guess that's why they say that looking at food is part of a good eating experience. Number 14. Witchetty grub. We had unfortunately started eating when we were researching this topic, and the witchetty grub was unfortunately the reason we put down our forks and stopped eating. Not very appetizing looking, this grub was an important staple of the indigenous Australian people's diet. They can be eaten raw, where its taste is compared to almonds, but they can also be lightly cooked until it has crispy skin compared to roast chicken, and its insides have the same look and consistency of scrambled eggs. Number 13. Shiokara. Japan seems to have a lot of unique delicacies. We wonder who came up with all of these? As mentioned before, shiokara is mainly eaten in Japan and, at first glance, looks like normal raw sushi-grade fish. However, this dish is made of multiple diverse meat pieces taken from various sea creatures, including tuna, crab, salmon, sweet fish, or squid. This dish is eaten raw, and the pieces of meat are served in a brown paste that is made from their own fermented and salted intestines. Number 12. Stinkheads. Stinkheads were a common food in Alaska. The stinkhead is the fermented head of a king salmon, which is buried underground for a few weeks and is eaten as a pungent mush. That isn't a very pleasant thought if you ask us. In the past, stinkheads were a big reason of people getting ill with botulism, which is a potentially fatal illness that is caused by a toxin produced by a bacteria found in the fermented fish. The disease starts with weakness, trouble speaking, and blurred vision. Number 11. Century egg. This is quite a famous entry on our list, and there There is a good chance that you have heard of the century egg before. The egg isn't a century old though, so the name is a little misleading. The egg is rotten though. The century eggs start as normal eggs, being preserved in a mixture of clay, ash, and quicklime for a few months. The yolks turn into a dark green or black color, while the egg whites turn brown. It is said that the smell can be compared to sulfur and ammonia, and that it tastes like a hard-boiled egg until you breathe out. Number 10. Surströmming. Surströmming, eaten in Sweden, is a Baltic sea herring that is fermented fish preserved with just enough salt to prevent it from rotting. They are mainly found in tin cans nowadays, where it is filled with brine. The smell when opened is so pungent and overwhelming that it actually needs to be eaten outside, and people have been banned from some locations where they opened these cans and created a mass of people all gagging from the unexpected smell. Number 9. Black pudding. Why call it pudding though? Pudding is sweet and a delightful treat, and black pudding is the exact opposite. These naming conventions are just confusing. Either way though, this dish is widely available in Africa, the Americas, Asia, and Europe. So really, you can get it almost anywhere. The blood sausage, as it is also called, is congealed blood cooked up with various flavorings stuffed into a sausage skin. For many reasons, people find the idea revolting, but it is surprisingly loved all around the globe. Number 8. Marmite. To take a small break during this list, let's talk about something more common that is widely loved by people in the UK, New Zealand, and Australia. Marmite, or Vegemite as it is known in Australia, is made from a byproduct that is produced while brewing beer. It is essentially the slurry of yeast extract that beer barrels contain at their bottom, and is usually thrown away by breweries. It's a brown, sticky paste that has a salty flavor. It is usually spread on toast or eaten with cheese. This is one of those foods that you either hate or love, and there is no in between. Number 7. Tuna eyeballs. Another delicacy in Japan. While these eyeballs look rather scary and definitely deserve to be on this list, they are apparently rather tame in the sense of taste compared to other things on this list, and taste similar to squid and octopus. You'd think that eyeballs would taste more unique, but we're rather glad that we don't have to imagine the taste of this, or, for that matter, think about eating a fish's eyeballs at all. Number 6. Cash. This is a pretty gruesome dish, and we're not sure if we can get this out of our heads anytime soon. Eaten in the Middle East, East Europe, and Turkey, cash is a dish made up of stewed cow's feet and heads. It was a winter comfort food a long time ago, and a good dish for survival, but is now considered a delicacy. If only the head wasn't looking right at you with its cold, dead eyes while you're eating it, this might have been a more normal dish, but then again, it wouldn't be on this list. We wonder who came up with cash, and more importantly, why? Number 5. Tripe. Tripe can be eaten all around the world and is surprisingly popular for what it is. Tripe is the stomach lining of various animals and has a spongy honeycomb texture and looks a little like a weird sea creature. It has a unique rubbery texture and is often served with an array of sauces. We're personally not a fan of it, but we have tried it, which is more than most people can say for foods they know they won't like. Number 4. Haggis. Haggis is a savory pudding that is a mix between a sheep's heart, lungs, and liver, with also some other ingredients like onion, oatmeal, suet, and stock. This mixture is usually served to guests being stuffed within the stomach of the sheep. Traditionally, it's eaten on Burns Night in Scotland to honor Robert Burns, a Scottish well-known poet. If you're Scottish and live in the US, however, sadly, you can't have your traditional dish on that night, as America has banned the sale of sheep's lung 47 years ago. Number 3. Chicken feet. Eaten in East Asia, the Caribbean, South America, and South Africa, it might be unfair to call it weird, seeing just how many places do eat chicken feet. The only reason that it is still on this list is that most people would consider the thought of eating the feet off-putting. Chicken feet are mainly skin and not much meat, so they are a little rubbery in texture. When seasoned well, they are quite tasty, but there are just way too many bones in them. Number 2. Wasp cracker. Of course it is Japan again. Somebody really took the word delicacy to another level and made up things on the go. As you might have expected, this is a biscuit filled with wasps. So this is like a chocolate chip cookie, but instead the wasps replace the chocolate chips. The digger wasp, the insect that is used for these crackers, has a mean sting, so good luck eating these without hurting yourself. Oh, yikes. We're not sure we want to think about this any more than we have to. Number 1. Fried spiders. Yep, we saved the worst for our number 1 spot, because of course this wouldn't be a completely awful list without spiders. Spiders make everything awful, don't you think? In this case, it is once again true. In the Cambodian town called Skun, fried spiders are common to eat as a local delicacy, where they are prepared by marinating them with MSG, sugar, and salt, and then fried in garlic. Their legs will become nice and crispy, but their abdomen is filled with innards, eggs, and excrement. They are also huge. Ugh. And there you have it, 20 weird foods from all around the world. Did you think we missed something? Let us know down below. Don't forget to hit the like button and the bell to be the first to be notified when we post. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.